So let's talk about describe something unique that you can deliver to a specific kind of client. Let me give you an example. A friend of mine, his name is Norm Friend. And Norm is he owns a company called Franchise 101. It's very interesting. He's on TV. He has written 2 best-selling books on franchises. Now, Norm is exactly what I've just described here. He delivers something very unique, which is helping companies to franchise their businesses. Okay, and also, he only works with a specific kind of client. So I joke with Norm and say, hey, Norm, I've known him for 10 years. I said, Norm, one of my mentees, Wilson, he's now opening 5 locations, want to franchise his ice cream shop. And I refer him to Norm Friend. I was joking with Norm. I said, Norm, I actually don't know anybody else that I could refer Wilson to. It's besides you. Because you're the only person that does this that I know of. I said, you know what? I don't even know if you do that good of a job or not. Maybe you do very good, maybe you don't do so good, I don't really know. But you're the only person that I could think of that could provide the solution to this particular person that I know. And he said, well, it's very true. He said, I'm the only game in town. Truly, I'm the only game in town. And he's been doing it for a number of years. So he gets that referral, not because he asks for it, because he delivers something unique and he provides a very specific solution to a group of clients. Does that make sense? Yeah, not because he asked for it. He didn't ask for it.
The king of high ticket sales, world's highest paid consultant, media celebrity, multi-millionaire entrepreneur, acclaimed TEDx speaker, international best-selling author, Dan Lok.
So let me talk about the 7 proven referral strategies that will send your profits soaring. How many strategies? 7. Okay, first one. Referral strategy number 1, move them up the loyalty ladder as quickly as possible. You want to move them up to the loyalty ladder as fast as possible. Now, what is the loyalty ladder? Let me talk about this. When I was training in the salon spa industry, I teach the salon owner, which is business owner, saying that there's this loyalty ladder. Meaning there are 5 stages when a client comes into your business. The first, the lower stage, of course, it's what we have. It's what? It's a prospect. A what? Means they haven't bought from you, but they're kind of looking, right? I'm looking for mortgage broker. I'm looking for a realtor. I'm looking for a digital marketer. I'm looking for somebody. They're prospect. They haven't done business with you yet. After they've done business with you, then they become a customer. What do they become? Customer. Then they're saying, yeah, it was okay. I think I might come back. It's like a salon. I go and look for a new salon or a new spa, get a massage, get a facial. It's pretty good. It's okay. I might come back. Ladies, how many have had that experience? Right? It's okay. I might come back. I don't know, right? And then after you go there a few times and you kind of get used to it, then you become a client. A what? Client. Now it's like, yeah, you know what? I always have a good experience coming here. Now you become a regular, right? In retail terms, you become a regular customer from client. Then as you move up the ladder, you become a member. That's kind of like, I've been coming here for a long time now, right? I've been coming for a long time. I've been here forever. I've been coming for a long time. So from member, and then the highest level is not only been coming here for a long time, and say, I love this place, I tell all my friends about it. Love this place, I'll tell all my friends about it. So let me ask you a question. How many of you have business that you're buying from that you are just a customer? Just a customer, yeah, it was okay, I might come back. How many of you have business that maybe you've been dealing with, you're buying from quite some time now for years, you're like a member? Okay, and how many of you have done business with it, you're like a raving fan, like I love that place. You tell everybody about it, right? So you think of in terms of this loyalty ladder. Prospect comes in to do business with you, you want to move up to this ladder. Here's the trick. When your client buys from you, the question is, how can you move them up as quickly as possible? Instead of leaving it to them, well, maybe they're a prospect, and from, it takes them, how long to become a customer? Very quickly, right? One transaction. And then how long to become a client? Maybe a few months, and then maybe a few years, then maybe become a member, and then they like us so much, and finally they become raving fans. Does that make sense? We kind of leave it to chance. But how can we accelerate this process? That's the key. And I believe You want to be assertive and proactive in moving first-time buyer into customer and to customer to committed customer client as quickly as possible. And I believe the best way to have a committed customer or member is to have them paid forward or on some kind of auto charge, especially if there's a ping of disconnect with the auto charge. I'll say that again. The best way to have a committed customer or member is to have them pay forward or prepay or on auto charge, especially if there's ping of disconnect with the auto charge. Let me give you an example. Let's say if I go to the gym and I kind of just showed up, what do they call it? Just pay my a few bucks? I dropped in, right? So if I'm dropped in, I'm kind of like, I'm basically a customer. I might come back, I might not. But as soon as they sit down with me and they sell me a membership for 1 year, 2 years, and if I pay and if I don't go, do I still keep paying? Yes, right? By the way, I have a friend of mine who owns a gym. Do you know how the gym business works? No. So basically, here's how it works. So they have this location. They basically oversold 300 to 400% of membership. They count on at least 80% of people don't show up. If everybody shows up, they're fucked. It's because you use the equipment, the maintenance. They expect 80% of people no show. That's how they make their money. If everybody uses equipment, no good. So they oversold their membership, but they know everybody's on auto charge. And if you can see membership, sometimes they prepay. Now, if you're paying, you sign a 2-year contract, you're paying monthly, and you say, I don't want to come anymore, there is a what? Penalty. Paying the disconnect. And what happens is, usually before summertime, springtime, a lot of people go to the gym. Do you know why? Yeah, bikini, right? You know, it's summer before it's here. Oh my God, I need to, right? I gotta do some adjustment here. I do something about this, okay? And then they know a bunch of sign up in spring, and then summer, a lot of people uses the equipment, right? And then come September, it's hilarious. You will see the curve. It's basically like this, right? So spring, people think about it, they're joining, peak summer, a lot of people using it. Come September, kids go to school, all that, they get busy. Yeah, nobody goes. Until next year over again, spring comes, right? Oh my God, I gotta lose a few pounds, I gotta go to the gym, let me sign up. Oh, I already signed up. Right? And then now I should go, I should use the damn thing, right? And then again, it's the same cycle over and over again. So auto charge. So how can you turn them into a member? How then, in other words, in simple money terms, is how can you get them giving you money, buying from you, not one time, not occasionally, but repeatedly, very, very quickly. You move them up as quickly as possible. So let me give an example. If I was to, let's say use VG's example. So we have the first time people here, right? Put your hand your first time coming to VG. So you are a what? Customer, right? Customer. How many of you have been here more than 3 times? Okay, then you are a client, right? Not a member. So as far as I'm concerned, my DLIC members, then they are my members, right? And then that's why they're raving fans. So the more people you can move up this ladder as quickly, here's a keyword, as quickly as possible, not dragging on, not waiting them to do this, move them up as quickly as possible. Let me give you some examples. So I have one of my companies, Table Tennis Master. Anybody play ping pong in here? Okay, I don't, but anyway. So Table Tennis Master, one of my companies, that I have, you go there and you see, so a bunch of people, they're prospects, and I offer them free training video, so to get them to opt in to my list. So your full name, your email address, so just opt in. So after they opt in, what's the first thing I want to sell them? That's right. The very first thing I sell them is what I call Table Tennis University. Table Tennis University. Okay? And I give them two options, either prepay of $297, or they can do a monthly installment of $29.95. So immediately, right after they opt in, I give them some value. Immediately, I want to move them up right here. I don't want to offer them, oh, here's one training courses. Because could I do that? Yeah, I could. Easy. Oh, it's $50, it's $80, whatever. I sell them one training courses. Yeah, I could. And then I might sell them another training courses. But I like recurring income. How many like recurring income? Yeah, I'm more about recurring income. I want to move them up immediately. What I would do is I would say, hey, you know what? Join. All the email sequence, you'll see, first email, give them value, join as a member. Give some value, join as a member. Give some value, join as a member. Give some value, are you an idiot? How come you haven't joined? Join as a member. And then they still haven't joined? Okay, you know what? Why don't I give you a $1 trial? Try first 30 days, $1, see if you become a member. Still don't buy, how about free trial? Free, try 30 days, see if you buy. Everything I do, drive them towards becoming a member. Let me give an example. Victoria can show the video. Let me show a video of the pitch from, let me see. Thank you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me show you the video, the video presentation for Table Tennis University, so you can hear the pitch. Pay attention to especially the second half, okay, the second half.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Becoming an elite table tennis player doesn't come easy. It takes hard work and the right training. But if you're ready to do what it takes, then you're ready for Table Tennis University. A revolutionary online training program from TableTennisMaster.com that will transform you into an elite, well-respected player, or even champion in the shortest time possible.
Everyone at my club is wondering how I got so much better, which is really funny. But, my secret is TTU.
I signed up, and in a few short months, I'm holding my own at rallies. I'm making my opponent pick up the balls for a change.
Some of the top dogs at my club are having a hard time adjusting to my topspin. It's pretty crazy.
It's called Table Tennis University because it gives you a world-class table tennis education. It uses a weekly curriculum that will improve your game one step at a time. It's a complete online training program which covers all aspects of the game and allows you to learn at your own pace from the comfort of your own home. You'll get instant access, which means instant improvement.
Learning a lot from the UTT, especially the forehand loop and some footwork.
TTU has greatly improved my game. For example, my serves have become a lot better. I'm able to control them better. I can put more spin, more speed.
My service consistency and my accuracy has vastly improved.
The high-definition video training you'll receive each week delivers real results, and it's so effective, you'll notice improvements in your game immediately. This is the real deal. Table Tennis University will give you insider secrets, winning techniques, and advanced strategies that'll have you playing the best table tennis of your life. It's like having your own personal coach looking over your shoulder, guiding you every step of the way. It's the shortest path in existence to becoming an elite player.
The weekly lessons really help.
My game has improved a lot.
I really can't recommend it highly enough.
You really have nothing to lose, so just check it out. Can't even tell you how good I've gotten.
If you're serious about taking your game to the next level, then you're ready for Table Tennis University. Enroll today.
Awesome. Okay. Round of applause. If you're wondering, I wrote a script. I picked the segment I want to edit. Let me give you a little kind of insider information. Want to know about TTU? What type of music did I use? Epic music. What I noticed is when I was researching in this market, I've been in it for 8 years now, that who my ideal clients are, who are my target audience. You notice the testimonials. What I notice is most of my members, clients, ideal clients, they're geeks. Star Trek type people. So I know that. So I purposely pick a heroic music because it's cool. Imagine I use some other music, right? It's like, it's not that cool. Like this is like, you gotta understand, this is not like basketball. Full slam dunk or like, this is like, right? It's not that cool, but I want to make it cool. So it's cool to join the club. It's not cool if you don't join the club. So that's one of the psychological, psychology that I use, a psychological trigger that I use. Now you might say, but then, that's online business, that's a membership site, or my business is different, and this is all this crap, which is limiting belief. Hey, what? Limiting belief. Nathan, question? What's the story of setting up the membership? Yeah, because I don't pay, so a joint venture. So simply I set up a joint venture with the coach, who is a champion in his time from China. I just find him. I just go to the club. I say, I'm thinking of launching this. Would you like to be involved? And if you do involve, I'll pay you some money up front, and whatever we sell, I'll pay you a percentage. You could keep teaching here at $20, $30, or you can build this, you can get paid for life. Would you like to participate? Oh, fucking yeah. Right? And it turns out to be one of the best decisions ever made. One of the best decisions he's ever made. Right? So from there, and I got the script and everything by talking to him, understanding the market. Although I don't play, doesn't mean I don't understand the market. The language, forehand loop, backhand loop, the different language they use, what they're looking for. But mainly it's what they're looking for. And how can I make this cool? Because what I noticed at the time, a lot of videos online are not that cool. They're not that cool. Now, but it's not about my business. So I want to give you more example. I used to have multiple salons in Richmond, hair salon and nail salons before I sold them all. They're still there, but that's under a different brand name. So I used the membership model. So from there, they get in, because most salons where you go to, let's say a nail salon, you are a what? Yeah, you go here, you go there. So immediately when someone comes into the business, I want to turn them into a what? Member. So I said exclusive club for our loyal customers. So I give them what are the benefits of a membership. Well, you get points when you spend money. So get 100 points when you spend $100, 200 points when you spend $200, 500 points when you spend $500, right? And then also when it's come to a new nail set, nail removal is for free. And also on your birthday, you get a free service, right? So those three big benefits. So everybody comes in immediately, I turn them into a member. Yes? I remember when you launched Table Tennis Master, way back. That was like 8 years ago, right? Yeah, long time ago. Yeah. And I remember the structure was completely different. The sale was completely different. Oh yeah, back then, yes. Upsell, downsell, upsell, downsell. When did you get the structure to make it suit the membership? And then, where did you get the trend? How did you figure out that it would make more money than that? No, because what I figure out is when in the business, because we used to sell DVDs, like DVDs, different training program, DVDs, and we still sell those. Believe it or not, we still sell quite a bit of DVDs. But what's funny is, let me see if I can go back to this one. I noticed we have seasonal factor. So in certain months when we are making offers, it's selling well. December is our best month. People buy gifts, so December is the best month. But then January it slows down. So I said, this is not very consistent in terms of income. I need to add some recurring income to it. So that's why I come up with a membership. But the problem is, at the time, I have different programs already. How can I make the membership? So, I'm learning all these techniques. Why would I want to buy a membership? So I got to make the membership more thorough, more advanced, more cool. So now then most of people become members first. What happens is though, this is lesson for you guys. What happens is your best member are very often your best clients. I'll say that again. Your best member is your best client. Because they're already giving you money on a regular basis, it's easier for them to give you more money. Meaning that our best members within TDU, they also buy everything else that we have. They already have this, but I'll also buy that too, right? I'll also buy that, right? So also we give them a membership discount, meaning that if there's a member, you buy everything, you get a pretty good deal. So to them, it's a no-brainer. Make sense? Make sense? Okay. So works for retail. And then also came up with an idea, which this back then revolutionized our retail business. I was telling other people that, with membership, that's nice, but this is a free membership. You said, what? How can we do a pay membership? Pay membership, it's a bigger commitment. Well, but how can we do it with nail? Because they might come in once a month, they might come in once every 3 months. It's very difficult to charge our clients on a monthly basis. Can you see that? It's kind of difficult. It's almost impossible to sell. But I said, what if I can get them to prepay? Oh, I talked to so many business owners. It cannot be done. No one would prepay. I said, yeah. Let's try that. So we came with the idea, let's prepay. If you prepay 500, it's $550. You get the dollars you can spend. So they get a little membership card they can just use. Almost like a monopoly money. $1,000, they get the savings, and then $2,500. When I launched this, all the other salon owners say it cannot be done, it's never been done, it cannot be done. They just say it's impossible. I said, okay, let's just try it. Put that up there. We made our first sale, $2,500. First sale. Okay, that's pretty good. Second, third, fifth, until I think at least 30% of our clients, 30% coming out on prepay. And take a guess, so we have $500 package, $1,000, $2,500, which one I sell the most? $2,500? 500? 1,000. The middle, the one I sell the most. And that's how I kind of came up with the concept of 3 boxes. For those of you who've been studying with me for some time, the 3 boxes, that's how I came up with it. But I still remember the first sale, $2,500. It's like, wow, it's crazy. It is crazy. Jenny, remember? Any insight you want to share? Come on. Round of applause, my wife. Because she would remember the details better than I do. Yeah, with the package, we've made the first $2,500. That's the first sale, right? 30%, I think 30% on package.
Yeah, probably about it.
Right, 30%, and then like during that process, what do you notice? Like people who are on membership versus like just walk-in customers.
Well, firstly, they're definitely raving fans of us. I remember the first client bought the 2,500. She actually flew from Seattle. Every time she get her nails done. Yeah. Like she spent like $500 one time. Yeah. So she was just, $2,500, perfect, I'll just get it. Yeah. Here's my credit card. Yeah.
That's a good customer right there. Again, it's right now there's a segment, here's a takeaway for you. There's a segment in your marketplace right now that would pay a premium price. Not the $50 nail, $500 nail. Ultra high ticket. There's a segment, maybe it's 5%, maybe 2% within your marketplace. They would buy the premium offer, the most expensive thing you've got that you can think of, if you offer them.
And then she tips $100 US.
$100 US. I call those affluent clients. Affluent clients. You might think it's a fluke. It's not a fluke. It's a very strategic positioning, packaging, everything that we do to get those type of clients. A typical low-end salon just won't do that, right? Round of applause. Thank you. So I've been talking membership for so many years. I've probably been preaching membership for, 7, 8 years now. There's a great book you can read called The Membership Economy. Membership Economy. Finally, these guys are catching up. They wrote a fucking book on it. When I've been talking about it for like forever. But The Membership Economy is a pretty good book. If you want to learn a little bit more about membership and how to structure that within your business, I think it's a great book. I recommend that. So Membership Economy. Giving referrals deepens the commitment of the client, which extends the life of that client and increases the spending activity of that client. Keyword, deepens. What's the word? The commitment of the client, which extends the life of that client, that increases the spending activity of that client. The more the client refers, the longer she stays, so she can refer again, thereby staying longer, so she can refer again, and inside the circle, the more actively engaged she is, the more she spends. Here's the thing. Let's pretend let's say you like Mercedes. How many of you like Mercedes? Okay, let's say you like Mercedes. And you just bought a new Mercedes, you're so happy. You're driving it, and this is cool. And then after about a month into the car, you actually don't like the car that much. Like, not as good as I thought. Your friend's asking you, how's the new Mercedes? What are you gonna say? Awesome! It's the best thing ever. Because ego, it depends to come in. What, you're not gonna say, no, man, I just blew 80 grand. It was a stupid decision. Then you look like an idiot. You know, that's how human being works. So when someone refers you, it deepens their commitment. So a client who refers clients to you, it makes them a better client. You got to think that from that angle. So the more they refer, the more they're committed in the relationship. That's why it's worthwhile, absolutely worth your while, to spend some time and think about if they come in, how can I move them to member or raving fans as quickly as possible, but also come up with various strategies you want to constantly implement to get more referrals, because it deepens the commitment. It deepens the commitment.
So, what have you learned from my talk? What does it mean to you, and how are you going to take direct action? Comment below and share with me your thoughts. And don't forget, click on the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification, and click on the bell. If you want to watch my other videos related to this topic, check out some of these videos on the left. Keep watching and keep learning.